look at Bidmas, which you may not have heard before. It's a bit of a weird word. When I learnt it as Bodmas, so I'm not really enjoying this change, but I'm going to go with it. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking of coming up with an easier way to remember an acronym, to remember what it was, and I came up with the most bizarre phrases, and then I realised that Bidmas was already the way to make it easy. So, Bidmas is a way to remember which operation to do first in an equation. And I'm going to show you why we need these set of rules throughout maths, which hold all the time, so it's very useful. So if I just had this, for example, I look at this, just looks a bit messy. What do I do first? Let's say I just use the tactic, I'm just going to go, starting here, I'm going to go that way. So I'm going to call this the forward way of solving it. So let's say I'd have 4 plus 5, which is 9, multiplied by 10 minus 3. Keep going forward. I would have 90 minus 3. Okay, what about if I went backwards, if I went this way? It's the same equation, so we should expect the same answer. So we've got 4 plus 5, multiplied by 10 minus 3, multiplied by 7. So 4 plus, backwards again, 5 multiplied by 7. Whoa, I don't like this one bit. We started the same equation and now we have two different answers. That is not okay. I'm going to go back quickly because I just can't see it. I just don't want it. So the way we know what to do and the rules we follow are Bidmas, and that's the order of operations. So these things are operations, so they tell us what to do. These are our numbers, and we need to know which one to do first, so we can all get the same answer everywhere, even if we're in a different country, using the universal language of mathematics. Okay, bit weird. So the answer is we follow this Bidmas. So these, I'm going to assume we kind of know what each one stands for. So B is for bracket, so these things. I or O, if you learned it as Bodmas like I did, is indice or order or other. So for example, 2 squared, this is an indice or an order or an I in Bidmas. D is division, M is multiplication, A is addition, and S is subtraction. So these are nice and easy. You do this stuff and then you divide and multiply, add and subtract. So let's stick with the same example, but following our rules and see which answer we get. So I recommend anytime you see something like that, just write it there. I know I've got it as the title, but sometimes it wouldn't be here. So I'm going to work this way. Do I have a bracket? No, I don't. Do I have an indice? Something like this? No, I don't. Goodbye. Do I have division? No, I don't. It's getting a bit boring now. Do I have it here? Do I have multiplication? Yes, I do. So that's the bit we're going to tackle first, this multiplication. So 5 multiplied by 10 is 50. Okay. Next step. So we're at M. Do I have addition? Yes, I do. So 4 plus 50 is 54 minus 3. Do I have subtraction? Yes, I do. Answer is 51. So that is an example of why we use Bidmas, to know the order in which to do the operations, so we can all get the same answer and do it the correct way. So, what if I gave you that and as an example? So again, I'm just going to write it at the side because it won't always be on the whiteboard. Right up there is the title. So, do I have brackets? No. Do I have indices? No. Do I have division? No. Oh god, it's just like last one. Do I have multiplication? Yes, I do. Let's do the multiplication. 6 plus 3 multiplied by 10 is 30. Do I have addition? Yes, I do. Let's do it. 36, and then square root of 36 is 6. Okay, so the reason, some of you might be aware, some of you might just want to forget this, that a square root sign can mean the power of a half. So if you're not following, don't worry. That would be the same as writing it as that. And the reason, so this is now an indice, but the reason you don't do the indices because this would have to be put in brackets. You do the brackets first, so this bit first, like we did here, and then, so technically we're doing all the brackets and the indice. But within the bracket, we've got even more Bidmas going on. Wow, it's like a minefield. Okay, so that's another example. Let's look at some exam questions for Bidmas. So it could just give you, comes up quite a lot, sorry. Something like this, just simple numbers, do it. You see this, you think, which one do I do first? That would be all of your natural thought processes, and you'd all then be like, I know I should write out Bidmas to work out the order of operations. Let's go for it. B, brackets, no. I, indice, no. D, division, yes. Let's do the division first. 12 divided by 4. And that's 3. Multiplication, no. Addition, no. Subtraction, yes. Obviously, we don't have to do that last part because there is only one to do, so it's not like we have a very big decision to make. You just do it, but it's just good practice to go through it. Let's do another exam question. It's a bit harder, but it's alright because we've got Bidmas to help us out. Could be a name. You could name someone Bidmas. Again, so I see this in the exam, I think, quite a lot going on there, I'm not actually sure what to tackle first, and the fact I've asked myself that question in my head, what do I tackle first, means I then write down Bidmas. So, let's go through it. Brackets. Do I have brackets? Yes, I do. I have 2. So let's just work them both out. So in this bracket, I have 18 divided by 3. There's only one operation there, so I'm just going to do 18 divided by 3. Plus, what about this bracket? 20 divided by 5. Again, there's only one thing I can do there, which is 20 divided by 5, because there's only one operation, which is 4. And then, one thing I can do here, addition, 9 plus 4, 13. Unlucky. Okay, so that's an example of breaking down. You've got brackets, but then you've got something else to do in the bracket. So what about, keep it with the colour scheme, what if we have 2 to the 4? You can also think of it, you can think of it as if you were learning squared and cubed numbers to another power, or you can think of it as Bidmas if you want. Brackets, no. Indice, yes. Let's do the indice. We know this is 2. Multiplied by itself would be squared. Multiplied by itself would be cubed. Multiplied by itself would be the power of 4. So 4. I can't do this. 4 times by 2 is 8. Times by 2 is 16. I've written in black. I've ruined the whole colour scheme. Okay, let's do some more. I've just asked myself that question of what I do first. Brackets. Yes. What's inside the brackets? 4 plus 5. One thing we can do with that, which is 4 plus 5. Multiplied by 2 plus 3. So there's 2 operations, so I actually need to know which one to do first. Brackets, indices, division, multiplication. I have multiplication, so I'm going to do that first. 9 multiplied by 2 is 18 plus 3. One thing I can do with that, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. Bit of a trickier question, bit more of an applied one that has made me think interesting. I'm going to write out in black because it's neat. It says add brackets. So you're kind of doing your own Bidmas here. You can use more than 1. You don't have to, you just can. To the equation 4 plus 5 multiplied by 2 plus 3 equals 29. So we need to add some brackets in there. Add some brackets, some of those. So the way I would do this is kind of trial and error, and I do it quite quickly in my head, but you can just write it down. So let's say you put brackets around here. 4 plus 5 would be 9, multiplied by 2 plus 3. Using Bidmas rules, I would then have to do multiplication, which would be 18 plus 3, which is 21. That doesn't equal 29. Look at me on the whiteboard. Pretend I never tried that. Never thought that was a good idea. Let's change the brackets. Let's put them on these two. So using Bidmas again, we do the brackets first. We've got 4 plus 5 multiplied by 2 is 10 plus 3. Addition, so we can do it all at the same time. 4 plus 10 plus 3 is 17. Is that 29? No. As if I'd try that. I'm going to try putting the brackets somewhere else. Can't do more than one, but we're just going to pretend it's one for the moment and see what happens. So using Bidmas, brackets first, 4 plus 5 multiplied by 2 plus 3, which is 5. So then we go Bidmas again, brackets no, indices no, division no, multiplication yes. 4 plus, let's do the multiplication, 5 multiplied by 5, also known as 5 squared, is 25. One thing to do now, 4 plus 25 is 29. Yes, you see that and you bring a massive sigh of relief. So the answer is, let's write out the equation with the brackets in, 4 plus 5 multiplied by brackets, this is what the part you've done. There we go. Okay, another one. This is a bit weird because it hasn't got the division symbol. Again, I look at that, I think, what on earth do I do first? And I think, I've just asked myself that question. I'm going to write down Bidmas. So brackets, do you see any? No. Do you see any indices? No. Do you see division? Yes, this thing is division. Okay. I'm going to rewrite this though as divided by -6. And now we have brackets. So I'm going to do those brackets first now. So as we learnt from the sign rules, we do the signs first. We've got a negative and a negative. If they're two the same, equal positive. And then I'm going to deal with the numbers. So 8 multiplied by 3 is 24 divided by -6. I'm going to use the sign rules again. I've got a positive here. Really positive. So positive and negative, they're different, you get something negative. And 24 divided by 6 is 4, so we'll just start with the numbers there. So we get -4. Let's do one final one. 5 squared plus 2 cubed. Which part do I do first? The first thing I do is write Bidmas because I asked myself that question. Brackets no, indices, yes, we've got two sets of indices, let's do them. 5 squared, 5 times 5 equals 25. 2 cubed is 2, multiplied by itself, which is 8. So, let's put that in there. 5 squared is 25, plus 2 cubed, which is 8. Only one thing left to do, which is the addition. I'm going to end up with 30.